still remember the first time you grabbed my hand. Your tiny fingers wrapped around one of mine. You're so small, but one squeeze and you can bring me to my knees.
Does this remind you of Dear Daddy? I hope it does, people.
I want to protect you forever, but I know that there are things I can't control.
Oh, I don't know. There's a certain particular ideology that claims that with their help, you can definitely control these things and protect your daughters because, you know, it's not like sons matter, it's not like boys matter. Girls, yeah, only them.
You see, as early as 3, you'll experience a barrage of uninvited comments.
Oh, since the age of 3, people will be talking to you, and all those words might not necessarily be the nicest things in the world. Oh, boo-hoo, whatever we're gonna do? Are we just gonna wrap her up in cotton wool and stop her from hearing things that might potentially trigger her? Oh, really? I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop people talking to your daughter? Are you gonna go full-on Islam and just, like, lock her up forever? Because that's something you can definitely do. I wouldn't recommend it because you would become a tyrant and really mess your daughter up. I mean, you mess your daughter up anyway if you try and stop people from actually talking to her properly. But hey, whatever. Why should I judge a parent? It's rude.
Comments on your hair, your eyes, your smile, probably your weight.
Oh, really? And I wonder which gender will be commenting on that the most. It certainly won't be a certain gender with certain body parts that hang out rather than prefer to stay inside. But hey, you know, whatever. It's apparently my fault.
It gets worse in your teens. If your growth spurt comes early, they'll probably say you're too skinny.
I went to school and I saw girls who were already taller than me when I was in year 7 at the age of 11 to 12, and I don't recall anybody calling those girls too skinny. As far as I'm aware, that's not a thing, but again, if this was such a problem, then some of my female friends would have told me about this now, wouldn't they? You know, the tall ones. But they weren't. And who do you think, if such a thing is actually being said, is being told that they're too skinny or too fat? It's the girls. It's the girls that are doing it. But hey, whatever. The issue's the patriarchy here.
And if it comes late, people will comment on your weight.
Now, okay, I think we need to talk about science here, bro. I don't think just because you have a growth spurt that you automatically become fat and gain weight. That's not necessarily the case. Like, just because you have a growth spurt early doesn't mean you're going to be skinny. And just because you have one too late doesn't mean you're going to be fat. I'm pretty sure other factors like the amount of food you eat, your metabolism, your diet, and stuff like that is far more of an indication of how much weight you're going to gain as a teenager than just your growth spurt. I had a growth spurt at 13, and I was pretty much the same weight. In fact, I lost more weight after the age of 15, and that was simply because my metabolism is extremely high, and also I developed some habits that I'm still trying to get out of today, and that has nothing to do with the growth spurt. In fact, I haven't grown much for a long time now, but hey, apparently this is what happens, but whatever.
You'll wonder if your actions and words matter less than the size of your waist or the length of your hair.
I'm sorry, but if your daughter believes that her words matter less because of her weight and because of the size of her hair, the issue's with her, not with society, because I'm pretty sure getting bullied because of hair and weight does not mean that these people think that her words matter less and that therefore she should think that her words matter less. I mean, what's that got to do with anything? You're a terrible parent if you think that's what's going to happen to her and if that's going to happen to girls of that age. And again, this is other girls doing it to girls, and I still think that if somebody thinks that their words matter less because of that the issue is with them. And you're really giving girls and women a bad rep here because you're saying that they're weak. You're saying that they can't handle these things because people are nasty. Is this supposed to be gender equality?
As you mature, you'll see where the world has not. You'll be talked over, encouraged to be quiet, to smile, and conform to gender stereotypes.
Oh, shock horror, your daughter's gonna get talked over. She's gonna be told to be quiet one time. Not because they don't want to hear what she has to say because she's a woman, but maybe, just maybe, she's being too loud. Maybe she's being horrible to somebody and somebody says, hey, shut up, that's not nice. I don't think society wants to silence your daughter, if she's even your daughter. I don't think society wants to silence women in general, considering the amount of female politicians, the amount of vocal feminists in the media, mainstream media. In fact, it seems to be most of the media is feminist influenced, with plenty of women giving their opinions, and there's plenty of women on YouTube giving their opinions. Society's not trying to silence them, and how exactly is society going to make them conform to stereotypes? Stereotypes are not things that you conform to. Stereotypes are more like reputations. They are ideas that people have of certain things because of some truth and sometimes of some lies. They aren't things that people conform to. They're not the same as a societal role or something like that, which is what you think you are saying, but you're not.
So while I'm overjoyed to have a daughter, I can't promise you will always be overjoyed to be a woman.
Oh, boo-hoo, women aren't treated enough as the Ubermenschen as they ought to be. Maybe if you weren't such a gender supremacist, maybe you'd realise that this is just how the world works, that people get talked over, that people are rude to each other, that people bully, that people are nasty, and this has nothing to do with some kind of patriarchal conspiracy. It's just that humans are humans, and this is what some humans do, right? And it's not like some of these things happen to guys either, but hey, guys don't exist in this kind of thing. It doesn't happen to him, alright? No issues whatsoever, nothing to see here, move along.
But I can't promise you this.
Don't worry, just move to Nottinghamshire and all these dreams of yours will come true, because that's already pretty much reality. You can't speak to a woman a certain way because that would be sexual harassment and a hate crime, wouldn't it? Yeah, you'd fit right in there.
Your voice is the most important in the world.
Now that's a surefire way of having a narcissist for a daughter, telling her that everything about her is the most important thing in the world. Look, it's the most important voice to you in the world, but not to the world itself. The world couldn't give a shit about her voice particularly. They allow her to express it, they allow her to say whatever she wants with it, but overall, the world doesn't really care because the world has other things to worry about and other things to do. And to be honest, promoting this kind of big-headedness is not going to do your daughter any favours whatsoever.
And your actions mean a lot more than you'll ever be credited for.
Oh bullshit, if she becomes a minor historical figure, Nita Sarkeesian will make an entire video about her in that stupid Ordinary Women series. In fact, she'd probably be the only ordinary woman on the list, considering most of them in that history series are nothing more than a bunch of rich, upper-class warlords or women of wealth and power and education. She would be the only actual ordinary person, at least by our standards. I'm so sorry that the rest of the world might not necessarily give her the credit that she might or might not deserve. I'm sorry, but the world simply doesn't give credit to the billions of people who live on this earth despite all the good things they do. Again, this narcissism that you're trying to teach her, it's not healthy. And it has nothing to do with her being a woman, it's just that she's a nobody. Nobodies don't get the it's not because she's a woman, it's because she's a nobody. Nobodies don't get the recognition they deserve unless it's been noticed by someone higher up.
And as a woman, you'll make the world more beautiful.
God, you really are a gender supremacist, aren't you? Because you would never say the same thing about a man, would you? You seem to be inferring that all these things that she would suffer through are caused by men and the patriarchy, and nothing at all to do with just the fact that humanity is humanity. And you think that she'll make the world a better place simply for being a woman. How? Being a particular gender does not make the world a better place. It does nothing. All it does is just exist. That's just your thing. That's what you are. That doesn't make the world a better place. How much of a supremacist do you have to be? What really makes the world a better place is the actions that you take within your lifetime. That's ridiculous.
But not because of how you look. Women not only give life, they improve life. They give more.
You know, in order to give birth to a baby, there has to be a man to give the sperm, right? You do know that. So technically, the father's also helping to give life. But that's just a simple biological function that all animals do. And how exactly does a woman improve life by simply being a woman? Surely her actions, her personality, the things she says, stuff like that would improve somebody's life, because I'm pretty sure that my female bullies didn't improve my life at all. And I'm pretty sure Margaret Thatcher didn't improve life for the poor either. But hey, whatever. Let's continue.
They sacrifice more.
Oh really now? And men not taking the worst jobs in the world, the most dangerous jobs in the world, dying in wars, fighting other men, and literally building this world is apparently not a big sacrifice, and that women sacrifice more. Right, okay, what do women sacrifice that means that they sacrifice more exactly? Are you going to expand on that?
And that's why I'm thankful to have a daughter.
Those are the most sappiest, cringiest, and most ass-kissing supremacist reasons to have a daughter that I've ever heard. You should be proud just of the fact that she exists, and you helped birth that person by normal biological means. It's like, I don't even understand the pride of having kids anyway, so I guess maybe the parents in the audience can explain that better. But surely, just the fact that she's your daughter is enough, and not these bullshit political reasons. God forbid if you have a son.
The world will be better because of you.
Again, stop projecting your pride onto the world. Your life will be improved by having her in the world. That's absolutely fine. More power to you. Feel free to think like that. Feel free to feel like that. But the world itself does not benefit. In fact, due to overpopulation, it most likely is going to suffer. But hey, whatever. Why should I give you that uncomfortable truth? You've already just decided to be aloof of all the other uncomfortable truths anyway.
I just hope the world starts being better to you.
I can see where she's going to get the entitled narcissism from. You yourself are very entitled and think that the world should cater to your daughter because she is female. The world should not cater to anybody based on their gender. It should not cater to anyone on any arbitrary thing like that. It's ridiculous. And that statement at the end, how does that make the world a beautiful place? It doesn't particularly. It just makes the world a more freer place. That doesn't make it more beautiful. But hey, whatever. I guess that's subjective. What a sappy piece of shit this video is. This guy's the biggest ass kisser I've ever seen. And like, I've had to cover people like Danny Courts and Kevin Logan. Anyway, people, that's the end of the video. Share the video. Donate to my Patreon if you want to see me do this full time. 1 like and you'll get your very own sappy video about how good you are as a person. 1 comment and you'll get it in a nice little package on the Blu-ray pirated disc. So until next time, I'll see you all later.